Hello. Welcome. It's been a while since I've been on here. It's a bit cold in here. It's been a while. I don't know why. I've just taken some time to just do me. But I'm back and I wanted to talk about the 7 things that you can do to attract your dream life, because I'm sure you want it and I know we all want it. So if you're someone that is ready to go after your dreams and attract the life that you deserve, then these 7 things will help you do just that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Before I do, I wanted to kind of talk about, just touch base on why I think, so we all kind of want change, right? We are all, I feel like a lot of us are at that point where we know we've had enough and we deserve more, and we know that there's a possibility for more. And I think the one main thing that stops us from going after what we want is simply ignorance. Is that we're so ignorant that we think we know everything. And until we stop with the ignorance of thinking that we know everything, the more we can allow in. So I want you to ask yourself, are you someone that thinks that they know everything? And when I mean know everything, I don't mean logically, I mean in terms of life. They think they know everything with life, to do with life. And this goes, this can go with jobs, relationships, health, everything. And a good example for this is you're ignorant in a way of, you think you know everything to do with health. And an example is that I know a lot of people think that medication is going to help them, but our bodies are designed, this beautiful vessel of pure energy and spirit, and it's created to heal itself. So maybe we don't need medication. Maybe we don't need medication. So were you ignorant in thinking that you knew, or that you thought, medication was the only way to heal your body? And this is just one example. Another one is a 9-to-5 job, which is your typical. You can feel really ignorant in thinking that your only way to make income, or the only way to live a life, to earn money, blah, 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 is through a 9-to-5 job, which is complete bullshit, okay? So I want you to ask yourself, or I guess really just sit with this. And I do think that I feel like a lot of us are ignorant in thinking that we think we know everything. And when I started diving deep into to my personal development journey, and I was starting to question everything, and then I found out the more that I was learning, the more that I knew resulted into the more that I had no idea. So you never know, right? The more I thought I knew, the less I knew. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. But the 7 things that are going to help you attract your life are these incredible 7 things that have completely transformed my life. So take it or leave it, but I think this will really help you. So the first thing is taking responsibility. And what I mean by taking responsibility is moving away from the victim mentality, from that victim mindset of thinking everything is happening to you. And, life is just the way it is. And, this person yelled at me, so it's their fault. Why is, all of this happening to me? That's very much a victim mentality. The more we play that role of the victim mindset, the more we're giving our power away. Remember that we are the powerful ones, right? We hold the power. So the more we can, I guess, take responsibility, the more we're taking back our power, okay? So take responsibility. Take responsibility for you and for everything that happens in your life, because everything that happens in your life is a result of you. So if you encounter a situation where someone yells at you, it's up to you on how you react. It's up to you on how you choose to perceive the situation, because every moment, every sticky situation that you encounter can be a lesson for you to learn. And there are a lot of lessons that we must learn while we're here on earth, while we live this experience. And the more we play that role of victimhood, the less we're gonna be able to learn these lessons. We're just gonna brush them off. We're gonna completely, discredit them. So take responsibility by taking your power back and by taking ownership that you hold the responsibility. It's really powerful. Number 2 is awareness, and having the awareness, or really just being aware of your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs. So be very aware, be very consciously aware of what you think about, because the amount of thoughts that we have every single day, it's like 70,000, 80,000 thoughts a day, probably more. If we're consciously aware of those thoughts, we become very aware of repeating patterns. And these patterns are the thought patterns are kind of what really, they're like your limiting beliefs, and it kind of shapes your identity. You can learn a lot by just observing your thoughts. And for the first 2 weeks, very first 2 weeks of my personal development process, whatever you call it, I solely focused on my thoughts. And I was very disgusted by the thoughts that I thought, like, oh my God. We're not aware, because this is all subconscious, right? We subconsciously live our life. And if we can take back our power by being very consciously aware of what we think about, you'll start to see these patterns. And these patterns are your limiting beliefs, your programming, everything that's ultimately holding you back from attracting your dream life. And if you think everything that you think, feel, and believe is what you attract in your reality. So if you're thinking of these things and you become aware of them, that's what you attract in your life. Like, I am broke. If you're always thinking about money, I am broke. I never have enough money. I can never achieve this. I will never be able to have the relationship of my dreams. I will never be able to have the career of my dreams. Then you are attracting that back in your reality. And this is what becomes your identity. So be aware of what thoughts that you have, because this is all subconscious. You're an energetic being. What you send out attracts back to you. Everything is energy. So the more you project these thoughts, these feelings, it becomes your reality. You're sending it out to the universe, and the universe is giving it back to you. So be very aware of what you think of, and you will be very surprised. So number 3 is start to speak of things as though you already have them. The The two most powerful affirmations I do on a daily basis is I am and I have. You want to start reprogramming your subconscious mind to ultimately having the thing that you want. If you're wanting to attract certain things in your life, you must already hold the frequency of it. You must already be at that frequency of already having it. So I am wealthy. I am worthy. I am rich. I have the career of my dreams. Already speaking into existence the thing that you're wanting to attract in your life is what's going to attract in your life, right? It's actually pretty simple when you think about it, but we're so programmed to think otherwise. We're so programmed to be so reactive to our outer reality, but our outer reality is just a reflection of our inner reality. So if you start changing the way you think and the way you speak to I am or I have, then you're changing your frequency. Then you're going to attract those things. You're going to attract more wealth. You're going to attract more love. You're going to attract more prosperity, whatever it is that you're wanting. So be very careful with what you say, because what you say is how you feel and what you believe. So I am and I have are very powerful affirmation statements. So start speaking into existence as you already having or being the version of you that has whatever it is that you're wanting, or the life that you're wanting. I have the career of my dreams. I have the money in my bank account. I have the wealth. I am rich. I am a millionaire. Saying all of these affirmations and continuously practicing is going to change your subconscious mind. And the more you say it, the more you're projecting that out, the more you're going to attract back into your reality. So that's number 3. And number 4 is connect to yourself. And what I mean by connect to yourself is get to know who you are on a very deep emotional level. Because these things that we say and we feel and we express, it's very subconscious, like it's very deep. It's very deep. And if we don't know who we are, if we really don't know who we are, like on an emotional level is what I like to call it, then how are we going to feel worthy of going after that life that we want? If you don't feel good enough, if you don't feel worthy enough of the money, of the relationship, of the career, of the life, then you're going to find it really hard to go for what you're after. And that's something that took me a long time to learn, because I was manifesting all these material things, and like it came to wanting to manifest more money or something, and I had deep issues with money because I didn't feel worthy of money. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel worthy of love. So I had to connect to myself, meaning I had to really go deep within and figure out emotionally, why did I not feel worthy of them? And it's all like everything comes down to feeling worthy, feeling good enough. So when you get to know who you are on a deep soul level, then you will start to feel confident, you start to feel worthy, you start to trust, you build the inner knowing that you deserve the life that you want to attract. So it's very important that you start to know who you are. And this is more than just like your favorite movie, you know, your favorite food. This is on a very deep personal level. And I want to ask you, can you spend as little as 10 minutes by yourself? Like by yourself. Like closing your eyes by yourself. And a lot of people find that hard because they don't like to do it. It makes them feel uncomfortable. They don't want to connect with themselves emotionally because it's too hard, it's too traumatizing, it's scary. And that's exactly what you need to do to get to push through that state of feeling uncomfortable and connecting back, reconnecting with yourself. And if you feel these certain emotions that feel yucky, that you've pushed aside for so long, then feel those emotions. Cry. Get angry. If you've held anger for so long, if you've held resentment, if you've held sadness, then let it out. Because emotion, all this emotion that you're suppressing and that you're holding is just energy that is stuck. Because emotion is just energy in motion, right? And if we think of energy is moving. Energy is constantly moving. The flow of energy never stops, it always moves. And if we've got energy that's stuck in the body or that's stuck within us, then it's trapped. We need to let it go. And by letting it go, we just express it out. That's as simple as that. So connect with your emotions and do what you need to do to release them, because we need to keep the flow of energy. And energy is what we attract in our life. Everything is vibration. Nothing is staying still. Everything is continuously moving. Excuse me, I need a burp. So that's number 4, connect with yourself. Number 5 is question everything. Question everything. This goes back to ignorance. If you don't question everything, you think you know everything. Question everything. Every situation that you encounter, question it. Everything in your life, actually everything in your life right now, your job, your relationship, your career, your house, your family, your friends, question everything. You want to question everything because nothing is always black and white, and we always think it's black and white. 9 to 5, simple. I was going to say something else and it wouldn't have worked with what I was saying. So question everything, because nothing is black and white, and society thinks that way, right? If you question everything, you open your perception, you open your awareness that maybe there is another way of viewing this. Maybe there's another way of living. Maybe there's another avenue I can go down. Like with your job. If you question your job and go, hey, maybe I don't have to work a 9 to 5. Maybe I can start an online business. Maybe I can work online on my online business and be an entrepreneur while being home with my kids. There's always, always, always multiple options. There's always more than what we think. We think there's just this one narrow, straight road, but there's always, always a huge ocean full of other possibilities. So start to question everything. Question everything in your life and ask yourself, is this really it? Is this really it? And see the other possibilities. See the options that open for you. See your perception open, your awareness, look at other possibilities. So question everything. Number 6 is gratitude. Be grateful for everything that you have right now. Be grateful for your health. Be grateful for your family. Be grateful for your bed that you get to sleep in every night. Be grateful for the house that you get to live in, a roof over your head. Be grateful for your hair. Be grateful for everything. Because the only thing that matters is right now, in this moment, right here, right now. right here, right now. Sometimes, or most of the time, we get so caught up in focusing on the past or focusing on the future. But the more we focus on the past, the more we're creating our future by the past. So the more we focus on the past and we reminisce on, I don't know, something that happened yesterday, the more we're creating that as our future. This goes back to the awareness. You will probably realize, you'll probably see a pattern that you often think about the past a lot. And it just means that we think about the past all the time, often, mainly because of the way that these things make us feel. Because we attach everything with emotion. Otherwise, we don't remember it, right? We don't really remember it. But our subconscious mind holds on to what happens because of the way it makes us feel. So the more we reminisce on the past by certain things that happened in the past, the more that we're thinking about it, the more that we're recreating that in our future. So when we can be grateful, we're being aware and present by thinking about everything that we have right now. Because ultimately, like I said, the only thing that matters is right now. Nothing matters. The past or the future doesn't matter. It's all irrelevant, because the only thing that matters is this present moment. And the more you can be present, the more you can see beauty in all things, because everything is beautiful. Everything is abundant. Everything's bliss, right? If you if you're someone that likes driving, like I love driving, like just going on long drives, and you're just looking outside the window, you're just looking at the trees and you're being really present, you start to see beauty in what you're seeing in that moment. And that's abundance. That's beautiful. That's bliss. So if you can do that right now, you get to see beauty in all things, including yourself. So be very grateful for everything that you have in this present moment. Be very grateful. And the last one, lucky last, is be careful with who you spend your time with. Be careful with who you spend your time with. One second. And this is something that took me a lot to learn. Be careful with who you spend your time with, because your time is your energy. Your time is your energy. The more, like, you can do all of this, all of the 6 things. You can do all of this work, all of this amazing work, transformational work. But if you go and spend all your time with the wrong people, with people that drain your energy and that take your energy, then it's going to be all for nothing. It's going to be all for nothing. Because just imagine, and I'm sure you've all experienced this before, like all of you have experienced this before. Just imagine going to work, being in a work environment that's pretty toxic, and all you do is with your co-workers is complain and complain and complain. Now, even though you could be like a positive person, or you're very aware of your mindset and things like that, when you're spending your time and energy with these people that are complaining, that are negative, that are whatever, right? You start to adapt to their energy. You go to their level. And you may not even realize this, but you start to adapt to their energy. And by the time you get home, you could be exhausted because you've just taken on all of their shit. You may even be complaining with them and you're not even realizing. So be very, very careful with who you spend your time with. And without sounding too selfish, and I never think this is selfish, and if people think otherwise, then that's their own insecurities. But your time is so valuable, so valuable and so precious. Like your time and energy is so valuable. Who you spend your time with and who you spend your energy with should be with the right people. So be very careful with who you spend your time with. And you should be spending most of your time, well, you spend all of your time with yourself, right? But you should be spending most of your time with yourself. Your time and energy is so valuable because everything is an energy exchange. When you interact with someone, you're exchanging energies. So without you even knowing it, like you hanging around with someone, you're exchanging energies. You take on their energy. And if there's someone that's holding a lot of, emotional trauma, right? Insecurities, emotional baggage, then you're taking that on. And you probably don't even realize it. So be very careful with who you spend your time with, because your energy is precious, your energy is valuable, your time is valuable. So you should only really be spending time with people that are going to uplift you, that are going to help you, support you and help you through, through your growth, through your process of where you're heading. And because you're wanting to attract your dream life, that's what you're here for, right? You want to hang around with people that are supportive, that are going to help uplift you. They're going to, be there for you and not put you down or just drain your energy. So let me know how this is for you. I'd love to know. I was going to go through the 7 things again, but my computer died and I don't really remember them. So we're just going to leave it at that. But I'd love for your feedback on what resonated with you the most. And I want to actually hear what you guys have to say about the ignorance thing, because it's fascinating. But I do feel like a lot of us are kind of ignorant in a way that we think that life is this like narrow road, this black and white, like one direction, when in reality there's so many different avenues, and life isn't this be all or end all type of reality. There's so many layers to it. There's so many things we don't know any of it. And so when we remove the ignorance and we become curious and we start to question everything, then we're able to, open our awareness and really be able to reach for new potential avenues for us. So let me know how this lands with you guys. And if you are ready to attract your dream life, then I have one-on-one coaching available. And as always, I'll see you next time.